As obviously not very many Winnipeg Jets fans in the crowd here didn't hear the True North thing come out loud and clear. So again, welcome to the 5th annual meeting of Catalyst Credit Union. We'll start things off here. If in front of us you see an agenda. So if I could have someone move the agenda and second it, please. Marlene Diziak, seconder. Edwin Myers. All in favor? Opposed, if any? And that would be done like dinner. Proof of due call of meeting. So the meeting notices were ran March 27th, April 10th in the Russell Banner, Robin Review, Dauphin Herald, social media at the same time frame, combined with in-branch digital posters, information on the Roblin Tower Credit Union website, and CKDM radio. Could I get a count of members present, please? 82. 82? So with that, we have a quorum. So the rules are that basically anybody may speak, but only members can vote. And when you are making a motion, we ask that you please state your name so that Brady, for whether you're making a motion or seconding, so that Brady can get the proper recording down. Later on, we ask that you, if you could, please use the mic there so that people over in Roblin that are joining us by remote can hear your questions also. And in Roblin, what's happening over there, if you do have questions or comments, please give those to Tyler, and Tyler will text me those questions and or comments, and I will read them out here. If we could have everybody join me in a moment of silence to remember the members that have passed in the past year, please. Thank you. We have a number of guests joining us tonight. From Credit Union Central of Manitoba, we have Ted Rickard. He's the VP Lending and Compliance. From Vallejo, we have Mark Cussell. He's our account executive. From Peer Group 5, one of our district directors, we have Lee Gregory. From our LPG group, we have Lorena Taylor, Lori Urama, and Ron Love. No stranger to our area, we have the General Manager of Strathclyde Credit Union. We have Vern Jeevers joining us tonight. From Deposit Guarantee, we have Ray Ron, Chief Risk Officer. And to help things a little bit better along, he brought, Nicole Levesque. She's the Manager of Monitoring with Deposit Guarantee. Up in the front here, had joined his son there earlier, playing the guitar, we have Ryan Cowan, who's our Branch Manager of North Star Insurance in Roblin. From Vanguard Credit Union, we have Guy Huberdeau and his wife. Guy was the Chair of Vanguard Credit Union, and he is the Chair going forward of Vanguard Catalyst. Also from Vanguard, we have, I'm gonna probably murder your name, Leanne, but we'll just leave it at Leanne. Darwin Johns. And then also joining us from Gilbert Plains Co-op, their Chair of the Board, Wayne DeChishin. Welcome. Circulated in your package was the minutes of last year's meeting. If I could have someone make a move and second that the minutes be adopted as circulated, please. Laurie Schlachter, move. Seconder. Gerald Stewart. All in favor. Opposed, if any. And that would be carried. give you my report here now. When I reflect on the past year, this is what comes to the forefront for me. Senior management and your board have been busy contemplating the 5 W's that will keep our credit union in the forefront for years to come. In the past year, the who and the where have been Rorton and Vanguard. The what has been asset growth through merger. When is Rorton becoming part of Catalyst on April 1, 2017, and our amalgamation with Vanguard that took effect April 1, 2018. And most importantly is the why. To remain viable and profitable enough to continue to exercise the choices that we enjoy now. We have been and we must continue to be progressive and insightful in our thought process to be able to ensure our member services are affordable and sustainable. Combining these thought processes with success in organic growth should pave a road to even more success in the future. It's been gratifying from a board perspective to see the support and confidence of the membership in the last 2 votes. Community presence is as important to you as it is to us, and as long as membership supports our entities, then our presence should be solidified. We continue to see and hear of the chartered banks withdrawing or diminishing their presence in small rural communities irrespective of client support. Our thoughts are around how we can continue to offer the services we offer now, combined with the new offerings that attract and entice the venturous. With the absolutely fantastic numbers we have seen in the past year, this must be working. Scale and realizing continued synergies will help us continue down this path. Some time ago, there was a prediction that our Manitoba credit union system would be as few as 20 credit unions by 2020. In 2008, there was 48. This scenario is close to becoming a reality. Effective April 1, 2018, the Manitoba system will have 28 credit unions operating some 182 branches. The system has realized that scale through amalgamation is one of the most plausible answers to the challenges of being able to offer new technology and complying with new rules and regulations. The option to choose a partner is even more important when you study this, and those that want to weather the storm as is for as long as they can could very well lose that option. I'm excited to see where this new entity will take us from April 1 onwards. Along with these changes, we now bid adieu to some long-serving members, and I would personally like to recognize each and every one of them for their diligence and commitment. So, Edmund, if you could come up and join me up at the front here. First, we have Edmund Meyer of Gilbert Plains. This is dedicated 31 years to the credit union system. Thank God we don't have to open an envelope and get the wrong name. Mitch Miklik of Ethelbert, and if you come up here too, has also served the system for 30 years. Merv Todderan contributed 12 years. Merv, come up, please. Lori Schlachter of Inglis, 6 years. And last but not least is Nestor Barshewski of Winnipegosis, 15 years of dedication. those 5 combined with the other ones that I've always been very proud of our board. We've had some really good discussions, and we didn't always agree, but it made for very good, healthy decisions. And with that, I thank you guys for that support. As of April the 1st, the board of our new amalgamated credit union will be comprised of Guy Huberdeau of Brandon, Gary Smart of Brandon, Marg Hodson of Bertle, Paul Orsak of Binscarth, Mike Seversko of Dauphin, Albert Bazook of Ethelbert, Gerald Stewart of Roblin or Regina, and myself, Richard Grunsky from Roblin. And we're all happy that on behalf of that board, we're very happy to, as most of you know, our CEO going forward is Ron Headley. As I mentioned previously, we have enjoyed a very successful year, and we have a number of people to thank, including, but by no means limited to, our senior management team, which has built a fantastic team of individuals who run our day-to-day operations. These are most definitely the catalysts of our operation. And as always, we thank you, the member, for your confidence and continued patronage. That is in reality what this is all about. Oh, I'm a little bit behind on my slides there. So the directors, I guess I did not introduce here yet, but you can recognize that ugly mug up there. Edwin, you saw, was up here getting his award. And Laurie Schlachter, Nestor Barszewski, Mike, if you could give a big wave back there, known as Mr. Tim Hortons, Mitch Miklick, Albert Pazook joins us from Ethelbert. Give us a wave there, Albert. And Gerald Stewart. Big wave. Merv Totteran, again, received a thank award there. So. And with that, I'll turn the podium over to Ron Headley.
Thank you, Richard. I am very pleased to be with you tonight to bring the results of Catalyst Credit Union for 2017. It is, as Richard said, we attended the Vanguard meeting on Monday night for their last meeting, and there's something, Guy talked a little bit about it that night, but there's something sad about it and something bittersweet, I suppose. The bitter part is, of course, that it is the last such gathering, I guess, and such of this kind of such report. Following the merger with Vanguard. And more than that, I guess it's the say goodbye to some very dedicated directors. That's the sad part. The sweet part of the bittersweet is that we're setting out on a new exciting path for our company along with Vanguard. As in previous years, our management report tonight will consist of Kelly Brook, Lola Anthony, and myself trying to let you know what happened last year and just how we're doing, I guess, in comparison to the province and the country. So I won't necessarily follow my written report tonight, but I hope to cover off the main points that are contained in it. So, in 2017, they didn't say it this year, but it fits this year. Growth happens when you're uncomfortable. Well, there's never been a truer statement than this last year. We were especially uncomfortable. Both staff and board experienced a lot of discomfort, I suppose, and it came with some of the business, but it came with the completing a merger with Rourketon, and then contemplating and preparing for another with Vanguard. All the while having to look after a very full year of natural member growth. And here's a bit of what we did. Assets, 12.9%. We had loan growth of 13.1%. Deposits of 11.06. We had membership growth, 12.3%. That's some pretty good growth numbers. Along with this growth, we put together some incredible financial numbers. We had net income of $3.776 million, an efficiency ratio of 68.9%, which is pretty respectable for people that follow that ratio. It's actually the amount of percent of $1 that you spend to operate your company. So that can range anywhere from, I think the system, the really efficient ones are somewhere in the mid-50s, low 50s, pardon me? High 40s, yeah, but those ones, so some that are up around 80 and 90. So we're actually doing quite well. It was something to be proud of. We had equity of 7.33%, and $37.9 million in capital at the end of the year. So this financial success allowed our board to allocate a generous surplus share payout again this year. And these are all very positive factors. Kelly Brook is going to provide a lot more detail in her financial review. Profits, as you know, is what allows us to remain competitive and to provide you with the most leading edge of those products and services. Profit also allows us to keep traditional products and services around. I have some examples of that. We have Deposit Anywhere, personal financial management, online banking, drive-through ATM, and every one of our branches have ATMs in them now, solar loans. And then the traditional ones, telephone banking. Someone reminded us a few years ago, talk all you want to about the new fangled technology. I'll just make sure that I keep the services that I need. I don't need to learn them. Heather, if you're there, thanks for that reminder. We also believe in personally answering the phone, and then this answer around is answer the damn phone if it's ringing. So we know we take a lot of pride in that. We hear it all the time, though. If the phone, there's a real person at the other end of the phone. So that's something that isn't. It doesn't come cheap, and lots of companies are finding ways to try to avoid that. But we've been pretty proud of being able to do that. So we've worked very hard at respecting, I guess, the ever-changing needs of our membership. There it is. 2017 was another year of strong community support. You can see it weaved all through our community in our annual report and in the tabloid that Lola put together for us this year. Lola and Nicole did such an amazing job of compiling this. Lola will stand before you in a bit. She said for 3 minutes, but I timed her out today, and that's not exactly true either, but somewhere around 3 to 5 minutes. She's going to review her marketing position. She does an awesome job. Nominated for another award this year. We did make a difference, though. 252 parkland communities received donations, 5,172 volunteer hours. We had 1,735 green activities. 37 organizations used the Catalyst tent free of charge. $147,000 in sponsorships. Oh, who put that in there? I can't. Someone is in big trouble. Anyway, I jumped ahead a little bit. I'm sorry, but so we had $147,000. There was about $75,000 or $80,000 at Vanguard. We had 5,172 hours that were surpassed by Vanguard. So if you can imagine the combination of the two credit unions that think so much and spend so much in their communities, it's going to be a fun ride. It means looking ahead means more of the same in a bigger way for our credit union. So I'm going to give out some accolades and some words of appreciation now. And to go down that road, I just want to start out with it takes a real team to succeed. That's what should have come up. So I hope everybody in Roblin can see that, especially Heather. I know you're probably wearing your Montreal Canadiens tonight. So it takes a real team, though. It takes a real team and an entire team. And this is what it's about. We had 80-plus employees last year, 9 directors, very committed to, as we say, making it happen last year. We keep trying to find different words each year to describe our incredible staff. Passionate, dedicated, loyal, and most importantly, they care. You can tell when you talk to them every day. I would like for all the staff to stand up and take a bow as we clap for you. Like the directors, I have a few awards. Now, these staff all received their awards at our annual Christmas party. Some of them won't remember the Christmas party, but, but they were there and they have received their awards, and no names mentioned. But Ryan Ballack received 5 years of service. Kevin Giesbrecht is with us here in Dauphin, 5 years of service. Ashley Johnson, 5 years. Morgan, she was bragging today about how she's ahead of me in the draft. I think she is anyway, but I'm not sure. 5 years of service. Keep track of that. Vernon Niepenak, 5 years at Winnipegosis. Amber Wyatt from Winnipegosis, 5 years. Kelly Zeiler, 5 years of service. Like Lola Anthony, 10 years of service. 10 years for Kelly Brook. Kelly likes that picture. Oh, sure. Cynthia Hadway, 10 years. Jennifer Savaston, 10 years. Pam Sawicki, 10 years. Linda Durhack, 30 years. So let's give them all a round of appreciation. Before I move from the staff, I just want to say a special thanks to the organizers tonight again. Nicole Urama. Can you give a wave, Nicole? She's been blushing all day. Lola Anthony's here too. She'll be up here right away. Trent Hutzo. And Brady Seelan. Thank you very much for a special effort today. Thanks for getting us ready. Over the past few months, I've had the opportunity to meet the managers and most of the staff from Vanguard Credit Union, and I can tell you that they share the commitment to service excellence and the passion for their credit union. Then it just means that we're going to be so much stronger as we get together. They've been just an incredible group to work with. The next thanks on the list is our board of directors. I would like to thank you for your devotion, extra effort, and it was extra, lots of meetings this year. Vision, especially, to make the tough choices that you had to make to move ahead, and I strongly believe that they're the right ones. As Richard has already recognized, we say goodbye to some very fine people tonight. Lori Schlachter, Mitch Mikulik, Nestor Barszewski, Merv Todderin, and Edwin Meyer. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to work alongside you. We've had lots of laughs. Like Richard said, they always have ups and downs, but it's been fun. Need to say thanks also to I'm sorry, I should go back to this. Need to say thanks also to our business partners. LPG and North Star Insurance have been incredible to work with. They both also had excellent years in 2017 and have contributed to our bottom line. So please join me in showing our appreciation to them as well. Finally, to our most important ingredient, our 17,000 members. We know, as Richard said, we exist solely to serve you better, and I thank you for your strong support and loyalty. We look forward to serving you in our new organization. As I started out with, there was some discomfort, soul-searching and tough decisions made last year. Strategic decisions supported by a strong business case to move forward with mergers with Vanguard and with Rorton. This will get our credit union to a size that positions us very well for the future. So what do we get? We, I'll just name a few things because even in the short time that we've been together, we've realized some efficiencies in our staffing and so on. But this is the kind of things that we're going to look forward to: increased efficiency, stronger community partner, over $1 billion in assets under administration. The ability to keep up with technology is harder and harder for everybody. Both credit unions have done a great job till now, but this just allows us to be that much better off in that position. We have equity of 7.29%. We also have, the equity will be $72 million. Capital, pardon me, and also 170 carrying employees in 18 towns across our territory. That's all pretty exciting stuff. So, in conclusion, don't look back. We're not going that way. And though the quote doesn't recommend looking back, to conclude my report, I would like to take a look back and then a look ahead. We are now a credit union that has a history that spans over 75 years and is a combination of 17 credit unions. I think the founders of these credit unions would be very proud of what we are now, not only just surviving, but prospering. I think that's the important thing. I also believe that they would be very pleased with both how we look after our members today and how tomorrow looks for our members going forward. And on that note, I would like to take a minute to introduce our new executive team that hasn't been formally introduced. And so you can please just stand for a second to be recognized. Leanne DeVlieger is our Chief Operations Officer, working out of Brandon. Michelle Mazurkevich, Chief Innovation Officer. She's working out of Dauphin / Gilbert Plains on the farm right now. She isn't fully returned from her maternity, but she's helping us out 3 days a week. Kelly Brook is the Chief Financial Officer from Roblin. Darwin Johns works out of Hamiota as the Chief Risk Officer. And Jerry Wheeler is Chief Lending and Solutions Officer. And so you can see we're in very good hands for the future. It's going to be an very exciting journey, and really looking forward to it. So I say thank you and good night.
Good evening. I'm Kelly Brook, newly appointed Chief Financial Officer of Catalyst Credit Union, and so excited to see what the future holds for this new merger. Before we look ahead to all the excitement, we have some exciting results to show to all of you about Catalyst Credit Union in 2017. I'll begin with Catalyst's audited financial statements, and then we'll move into the more interesting statistics of how Catalyst compares to other Manitoba credit unions of our size. I am thrilled to say that even with the low margins we are still experiencing right now, Catalyst was able to surpass last year's net income as well as grow for the fourth year in a row. It is useful to note that our growth didn't just occur organically, but that on April 1st, 2017, we merged with Rorketon Credit Union, which added $19.2 million in assets, $10.6 million in loans, and $17.4 million in member deposits. So you can see up here, Catalyst's assets grew by 12.46 in 2017. It would be 8.26 without the Rorketon merge. Loans increased by 13.13%, or 10.5 without the Rorketon merge. And deposit growth of 11.92%, or 7.81 without the Rorketon merge. This compared to the Manitoba credit unions you can see in blue, with growth of 5.13 for assets, 7.36 in loans, and 4.23 for member deposits. Our capital, which includes member shares, retained earnings, is now at 7.33% of total assets. And the summarized financials are included in your annual report, which I'll go through right away. A full set of financials are available if you want. And just a note that these statements are based on the consolidated operations of Catalyst, so they also include the results of our subsidiary companies of Roblin Financial Services, North Star Insurance, and Dauphin Plains Financial Group. So page 21 of your annual report. Our funds on hand and investments ended the year at $45.5 million, up from last year, and also attributable to the Rockton Credit Union merge. Member loans netted out at $458.9 million, which is an increase of $53.2 million, or 13.13%. And in 2017, our total consolidated assets of Catalyst were $516 million, an increase of $57 million, or 12.46% from 2016. Our member deposits and accrued interest was $474.2 million at December 31st, up by over $50.5 million, or 11.92% from 2016. Our members' equity ended the year at $37.8 million, up from $32.4, which is made of $6.4 million in member shares, $21.4 million of retained earnings, which is made up of Dauphin Plains CU legacy equity plus Catalyst net income since the amalgamation. And then the other $10 million is transfer in of equity from Ethelbert Credit Union, Roblin Credit Union, and now Rockton Credit Union, which gives us $516 million in total liability and member equity. Based on another strong year, the board has also announced that Catalyst will distribute some of the profits back to the members, as Ron mentioned. The board has declared $400,000 in patronage allocations to our members to be distributed to your surplus shares in 2018, and that should occur before the end of April. So moving on to the income statement. On the summary of consolidated income statement on page 22, total interest income earned from member loans in 2017 was $17.6 million. Cost of funds, which is the money paid to members on their deposits, totaled $6.84 million, with a gross financial margin, which is the difference between income on loans and investments and our cost of funds, at $12.1 million. As you can see, our gross financial margin was fairly strong considering the low interest environment we are still currently experiencing. Our operating expenses were at $12.26 million, slightly higher than 2016. And then that leaves a small shortfall from GFM of $124,442. Adding other income of $5.33 million, which also includes income from our subsidiaries, we come to an operating income of $5.21 million before impaired loans, patronage, and taxes. After deducting impaired loans of $215,416, patronage to members of $400,000, and corporate income taxes of $822,000, there was a net income of $3.77 million, an increase of $297,505 over 2016. The next page is page 23 in the Statement of Changes in Members' Equity, outlines the transactions that occurred in equity accounts, such as our net income for 2017, our member shares that were issued and redeemed in the year, and the dividend that was paid out to holding preferred shareholders. The last page of the consolidated statement of cash flows shows the flow of cash in and out of the credit union throughout the year. In 2017, we had an increase of $6.57 million in cash resources. As I mentioned, a complete set of financials is available with the supporting notes for anyone who would like to see those. Now I'll move on and share some statistics and information in graph form showing you how we did compared to other Manitoba credit unions of similar size, and how we have done this year, our fourth full year of Catalyst Credit Union. The first slide displays Catalyst deposit and loan growth from December 2013 to December 2017, compared to other Manitoba credit unions in our peer group. Catalyst is included in the peer group with other credit unions with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion. On average, other Manitoba credit unions have experienced a decrease in their deposits and loans, shown in blue, while Catalyst has seen an impressive growth in both member loans and deposits. This graph also shows that our member deposits are growing at a similar size and rate, which is our member loans and deposits are growing at a similar rate, which is good in that we are able to attract deposits to lend out. From 2016 to 2017, Catalyst saw an overall loan growth of $53.2 million and overall deposit growth of $57 million. Our asset growth. Catalyst had an incredible growth from 2013 to 2017, growing our total assets from $373 million to $516 million, an increase of over $143 million in 4 years. Manitoba credit unions, on average, also have grown their assets from 2013 to 2017, however, at a slightly slower rate. Our equity has stayed strong and increased each year. Equity includes member shares, member surplus shares, and retained earnings. With the new Basel III coming into play, we need to ensure that our equity or capital is strong and sufficient to satisfy the regulatory standards. You can also see in this graph that compared to other Manitoba credit unions, that our equity remains solid. Moving from the balance sheet to the income statement, the gross financial margin is the difference from what Catalyst earns on member loans and what we pay to member on their deposits. Again, with the low interest rates, Catalyst was able to have a strong GFM of 2.35%, or $12.13 million in 2017, slightly higher than other Manitoba credit unions in our category. The next graph shows Catalyst's net operating expenses. These expenses include administration, member security, occupancy and amortization, organizational, and personnel. Offset from those expenses is the revenue we earn from our other sources, such as our service charges, rebates, and investments in the insurance agencies. You will see a drop in our net operating expenses from 2013 to 2017 as a percentage of net assets, as we continue to look at areas where we can save money and find more efficiencies with our new size. Net income. With the reduced operating expenses in 2017, we are once again able to realize a very strong net income as a percentage of assets in 2017. In 2016, we were at 0.76% of net assets, and in 2017, we dropped just slightly at 0.73% of net assets. Our ideal goal is 1% of net assets, and we hope to get there, especially if rates continue to rise. Compared to other credit unions of our size, 2017 was a very good year, and we ended off with a strong bottom line. Ron loves this graph. The waterfall graph shows the breakdown of our 2017 operating expenses in terms of how much each category is and how it contributes to the total operating expenses. You'll see our two largest expenses, similar to other years, are administration, which includes our banking system costs, advertising, computer maintenance, postage, supplies, and our personnel costs, including salaries, training costs, group benefits, etc. I hope these graphs have been informative and interesting, and I look forward to what 2018 will look like as we step into a new merge with Vanguard Credit Union and into a new peer group of credit unions with assets over $1 billion. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer. And thank you.
Good evening. I'm Lola Antoni, Marketing Coordinator with Vanguard Catalyst Credit Union. The 3 C's in life are choice, chance, and change. At Catalyst Credit Union, we strive to make the best choices, and we take the chances to make positive changes. In 2017, we made positive changes in our branding, hosting many events and contests, and most importantly, supporting our communities through volunteering and donations. And this is our story. Catalyst Credit Union updated branding with a new ATM card for members, a new wrap for the Giver Plains Zamboni, new ATM surrounds, and new signs for our Rockton branch, including our most recent highway sign. In 2017, we held many events in all of our communities. And to name a few, in Dauphin and Roblin, we hosted Ag Outlook for our ag producers, Fat Cat Movies in Dauphin and Roblin. We also held our annual harvest auction on Credit Union Day with all proceeds to the local food bank. Winnipegosis Looney Scramble, and we had a ping pong drop at the Kings game. And that's just to name a few of the events that we had in 2017. Catalyst holds many contests throughout the year, including our Country Fest ticket draw, a TV contest for grads, our bike contest for our Fat Cat members, Got Orange contest at Country Fest, and even during RSP season, the Cashionator goes to all our communities. And we also had our member survey draw. Amanda informed me the other day that she's taking her new suitcases to California. Catalyst takes pride in supporting our communities through sponsorships and donations. As you can see in the AGM report, that amount is over $146,000 in 2017. These photos are just a few of the donations that we gave to our communities. Catalyst is in your community. Our staff, they participate in events and volunteer their time in our communities. All the events in our communities wouldn't happen without our volunteers. Let's give a big round of applause for our staff for volunteering and being an integral part of our communities. Our story continues. I have received confirmation that we have won an achievement in marketing excellence this year. This will be Catalyst's 4th national award in 3 years. And I think that is something we can all be proud of. I look forward to creating and being part of the story for the new credit union and taking the chance to make positive changes. I encourage you to follow us on social media through Facebook or Twitter. This is the best way to find out what's happening in our communities and what's new and exciting and what's coming.
Good evening. My name is Lexi Massaroni. I am the Each One Teach One Financial Literacy Coordinator for Vanguard Catalyst Credit Union. I am here tonight to give an update on the progress and successes that we have had during the 2017 year with the Each One Teach One program. So what is the Each One Teach One program? I went over this last year. I'm just going to give a brief explanation again. So Each One Teach One is an innovative program, and it trains employees of financial institutions to deliver basic financial skills workshops in community settings. These workshops are delivered in plain, simple language, and they are intended to meet individuals where they are and when they seek training. This helps to form a bond of trust and comfort between our organization and the members of the community that we are meeting. The program is to give these workshop attendees the skills and knowledge about basic financial topics to then better negotiate and understand the financial transactions that they are making with their financial institutions or businesses. So why financial literacy? So why is Vanguard Catalyst passionate about providing financial literacy? All cooperatives live and operate by a shared set of values called the 7 cooperative principles. Providing financial literacy falls right into line with principle number 5, providing education, training, and information to members. Principle number 6, the importance of cooperation among cooperatives. And principle number 7, the concern for community. So currently, through the Each One Teach One program, they have added 5 additional workshops, giving 17 workshops that are available to be delivered in communities. So as you can see from the slide, there are workshops ranging from the basics of banking, learning how to budget, understanding your options for saving, and the last 4 there is the newest one, 4 newest ones to come out about home readiness, and it's how to get ready and educated to purchase a home. So what we have accomplished in 2017. In 2017, we held a Coach the Trainer session where I trained 10 of our staff from various branches to become certified Each One Teach One trainers. This gives them the knowledge on how to effectively present these workshops in communities. The trainers are from the Dauphin branch, Angelique Forbes, Brittany Novak, Dina Goldsborough, Jessica Ward, Kayla Gillis, Kelly Zeiler, and myself. From the Roblin branch, Elaine Mann, Laura Lee Yakimishin, and Tyler Booker. And from the Inglis branch, Mel Jordan. So in 2017, our staff presented 3 different workshops. These workshops were presented in 2 different communities, and a total of 68 participants attended. Due to one of these workshops, we even had 2 brand new memberships opened up at the Dauphin branch, which gives an example of how effective the Each One Teach One presentation really was. We received really great feedback from the participants. I remember reading one of the feedback, and they said that the Each One Teach One just really solidified the trust that people have in the credit union system. So our next steps, I mean, everyone's kind of talking about the merger and amalgamation, and I think that's a really exciting opportunity for the Each One Teach One program as well. This merger gives us access to approximately 90 more staff that can be trained as Each One Teach One trainers, and approximately 12,000 members that we can get into contact in many, many more communities that we can host these workshops into. So for any more information on the Each One Teach One program, you can visit their workshop or their website at theeachoneworkshops.ca. If you're interested in hosting a workshop, or even if there's just a small gathering of people that would like to learn more information on one of the workshops, you can email to us at financial.literacy@catalystcu.com. You can call the main branch 204-622-4500, and of course you can come and see us in branch. I'm currently on maternity leave until September, but Angelique Forbes is the in-branch coordinator until I return then. Thank you.
Thank you for those reports. Is there any questions or comments on any of those reports, either here or in Roblin? Right on. Could I have someone make a motion to accept those reports as presented, please? Mover. Merv Todderin. Seconder. Michelle. Mezukevich, yes. All in favor? Opposed, if any? It would be carried. So next item on our agenda, coming from Credit Union Central Manitoba, we have Ted Rickert, the Vice President of Lending and Compliance, to bring greetings.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank CEO Ron Headley and Chairman Richard Daranowski for giving me the opportunity to bring greetings on behalf of Credit Union Central of Manitoba. It's great to see so many members turn out and take an interest in what their credit union is doing for them. Obviously, this is a special AGM as it's the last annual general meeting of Catalyst Credit Union, now that the credit union is amalgamated with Vanguard to become Vanguard Catalyst. This is an exciting time for your credit union. Yes, an amalgamation is change, but it's a change that underscores your credit union's commitment to providing the best financial advice and high-quality products and services to you, the members. Thanks to this merger, Vanguard Catalyst Credit Union will be even stronger and better positioned to serve you with more branches available than ever before and resources needed to navigate an increasingly complex and heavily regulated industry. By growing together, the two credit unions will only continue to excel. Like Vanguard Catalyst, the rest of the Manitoba credit union system also continues to grow and excel. In fact, in survey after survey, Manitobans say they are highly satisfied with their credit union's level of service and the services they're provided. That's part of the reason why Manitoba credit unions now have over 634,000 members and combined assets of $28.6 billion. Members recognize and appreciate the credit union's principle of profit for service, not service for profit. And that appreciation shows in the system's growth, including here at Vanguard Catalyst. It also shows at meetings like this, when we have a chance to gather and look back at the accomplishments of the past year and celebrate the successes of the credit union. So in closing, on behalf of Credit Union Central Manitoba, congratulations to the board, management, staff, and you, the members, on another successful year, and best wishes for continued success in the years to come. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to call up Ray Braun, Chief Risk Officer for Deposit Guarantee Manitoba. Words of wisdom.
Thank you, Richard, and also thank you. I echo Ted's comments. Thank you to both Ron and Richard for the invitation to come out here and say a few words tonight. It's always great to get out to the communities that our credit unions serve and not only attend the annual meeting and see those proceedings, but just to get to know the communities a little better. And it was a nice day for a drive, and it was an excellent meal, so that was great. So I'm going to focus my comments on the financial success of Catalyst. As the deposit insurer and oversight body for credit unions, we focus most of our energy and activity around trying to make sure that credit unions are financially strong, and primarily around the levels of capital, also referred to as equity. It was interesting, I was talking to some of the directors in the lobby here earlier before the meeting, and we got down the road to talking a little bit about some of the precursor credit unions of Catalyst, the biggest one being Dauphin Plains Credit Union. And some of you might recall that things weren't always quite as rosy in the Dauphin Plains days as they are today. So it's really, I think it's sometimes important to look back to be able to appreciate, what one has today. So I'm going to focus my comments on Catalyst, but I think it was kind of interesting to think back a little bit on the days of Dauphin Plains. So Catalyst, Kelly had some good slides there. The graphs, I think, really illustrated a point that I wanted to make. The primary point, and that is around the levels of capital how capital has grown in Catalyst since its merger, and I believe it was in mid-2013. So starting from just over 6%, I think it was, leverage capital in 2013 all the way to the current level of about 7.3, exceeding the growth that the Manitoba system in general is really something that the management team and the board should be proud of. It's really, the capital is the strength and stability that supports a credit union in the event of that things might not always go according to plan, and it's very important to build and grow that capital. So really, on behalf of Deposit Guarantee Corporation, I just want to congratulate all the efforts that went into building the strong credit union of Catalyst, and we want to wish you all the best as you sort of move into your next phase under the Vanguard Catalyst, and I'm sure that this success story will continue, so all the best.
Thank you, Ray, and then it's really reassuring to make sure we're happy that you're happy. So, just a little quick add in there. We're just going to invite Lee Gregory up for a couple 3 minutes. Lee is he's a director for our peer group 5 with Credit Union Central of Manitoba. So, Lee.
So I was able to get rid of at least 2 minutes of my speech, thanks Ted and Ray. It's my privilege to come this evening and talk with you. I've had that opportunity a number of times, whether it's here in Dauphin or in Roblin to address this group. And there's a lot of staff here tonight, and for that I think it's maybe an opportune time. So we can talk about the success of the system, and I think as credit unions in Manitoba, we can pat ourselves in the back because we compare ourselves within Manitoba, but if you look at nationally, the Manitoba credit unions are by far the most efficient and effective credit union system in all of Canada. But as Lola brought up, you had one more change, and that is something that I would maybe want to just spend a few minutes with you talking about tonight, because we can think that we're good, but really there's, I think, unprecedented change coming to financial services. And so as a lot of staff members are out there, and we can become complacent. So my challenge that I want to bring to you this evening is that let's not rest on our laurels. Catalyst, you've done an amazing job, and I think you really are a flagship credit union for Manitoba to show other credit unions how successful you can be. But as things like regulatory change and things that you hear happening in Europe in terms of, it's called open banking, that really gives members a complete choice in terms of where their information is going. And we know information privacy is with Facebook in the news recently is very, very important. So I think that we have to recognize that if we think we're regulated now, more regulation is coming. So that's not really good news for the staff, because you guys bear the brunt of having to deal with the member-facing, especially the member-facing people, explaining to members why you have to take all this information. So your job is certainly going to change, and things like technology that are coming, and we've all heard the term blockchain or artificial intelligence, things like metadata or big data mining. Those things are going to bring such radical change to our industry. I think that as an organization, we have to look and face that change, and the question is, what are we going to do about it? So I think it requires a response, and that's our job as credit union leaders, as people who work at the credit union, and I actually would even challenge members. It's our job to, how are we going to respond? And one of the things I can point to right away is your merger with Vanguard and Rourketon. Those are two good steps to creating a more efficient organization, an organization that's going to be effective. But unfortunately, credit unions are still very, very small when you look at financial institutions. And at $1 billion, we're a rounding error on RBC's or HSBC's balance sheet. We don't really count. So we're big, but we're really not that big. So I think what we need to do is go back to our roots, and I think as an organization you've identified your members as being the most important reason, the reason that you're here. But at the same time, I think that credit unions need to reinvent themselves a little bit in terms of why are we still maintaining our relevance to our members. So staff, I'll challenge you, is why are you still relevant to your members? You've got a lot of really good examples here of why you're relevant. So I think I just challenge you to maintain that relevance to your members, because without it, I think our credit union system is going to face real headwinds. So I urge you as members to continue your support of the credit union. I urge you as staff to continue that, to build those relationships, because that's what differentiates us from all the fintechs or these new financial organizations that are coming. And I just really have to say that strong community partners, which Catalyst is, build strong communities. So continue to do that, to build strong communities with Catalyst and Vanguard. Great job tonight. Really appreciate this meeting. Thank you for inviting me out here this evening. And I'm planning to step down and retire here off the board in another year. So I just want to thank you for the privilege of being able to serve Catalyst Credit Union in this district for nearly the last 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. And like Lee said, I think he's been on the board of directors of Credit Union Central Manitoba for some 10 years, and I'm a true believer that he's represented us very well. So thank you for that, Lee. The next item on the agenda was the appointment of auditors. really shouldn't have been up there is that it's already allowed for when we did our amalgamation agreement. So it's already been approved by the members, and of course, going forward, our auditors will be Myers, Norris, Penny. Is there any new business? Deafening silence. I'm looking at my phone because I'm thinking that Heather's got to be sending a text through. All quiet. Well, if there's something that's coming through, let's go on to, just excuse me one sec. Give away some door prizes. So the first item up tonight is a golf shirt. For those of you in Robin, the guy drew his own name. It just worked perfect. So, the second prize is a lantern. Stacy, sign. Next item again is another golf shirt. Loriarama wins that one. Next item is travel mug, gloves, Swiss Army knife.
You'll never wear these gloves out, Wesley.
I think I'll wear it this summer. Catching gophers.
I know how you work. I know how you work.
Even though it's supposed to be spring, this will come in handy yet. Next item is mittens with a snow brush. Donna Meyer. The next item, donated by Vallejo Insurance, is a $100 MasterCard gift card. Wayne DeChishin. Then you see up front we have two very lovely centerpieces. 1 and 2. Those.
For the flowers.
Oh, okay. The flowers, if you want to take when the winter, there is boxes up front there that you can take the flowers home in.
Dennis Forbes and Mark Chell's taking him home for his wife.
All right. With that, once again, I thank you for your attendance. It's a great-looking group, as always. We appreciate everything that you have done with and for Catalyst in the past year and years past, and looking forward to more and wonderful things in the future. If I could have someone make the motion to adjourn, please. Nestor Barszewski. Thank you very much.